Similar to the division property of equality, we're going to now implement the multiplication property of equality, and it's essentially the same concept, that we multiply both sides. The multiplication property of equality states that the two sides of an equation remain equal if you multiply each side by the same number. Okay, so it's the same as division. You can use the multiplication property of equality to solve division equations. Now you see we're given an expression where a divided by -4 equals -9. Before we used to have, for example, for x, which let's say if we wrote it like this, for a, you know that this is multiplication, right? But here we're actually dividing a divided by 4 equals -9. And we want to now use the multiplication property so that we can cancel out the -4. Remember, when you multiply a number, that number is over 1. And when you do your cross-referencing, you cancel them out. This one cancels out this one. So really what you end up getting is just only a. But if you multiply on this side, it means you must multiply on this side. -9 times -4 equals positive 36. Let's try these. So here we have y over -3, okay, equals -8, okay. I'm going to go ahead and multiply this side by -3. And you know that's over 1, right? But when you multiply it over -3, they cancel each other out. That's why we multiply. That means that this side I also have to multiply times -3. And that's going to give me a y on one side and a positive 24 on the other. Okay, now we have m over 5 equals -7. Now, you can do it the way I've also been telling you to do it, which is isolate the variable and just simply write m, it's all by itself, and do the opposite operation on the other side, which on this side is division, on this side will be multiplication. So now you have -7 times 5, and it equals -35. m equals -35. So I'll do this one the same way, where I isolate the variable, and I see that on this side it's being divided, so I'm going to multiply it on the other side. So I'll just go right to it. 30 times -6 equals b. And because it's positive, multiplied times negative, the signs are different. It's going to be negative, so it's -180 equals b. And finally, example 5, another word problem. The distance, represented by d, Tina travels in her car while driving 60 miles per hour for 3 hours is given by the equation distance over 3 hours equals 60. This means that the distance will have to be divided by 3 hours so that I can get 60, because I know I'm doing 60 miles per hour and it's been 3 hours. So how far did she travel? Well, remember, you multiply both sides by 3 so you can cancel it out and leave the d all by itself, the variable, and 60 times 3 is 180. So she traveled for 3 hours at 60 miles per hour. She traveled 180 miles. Makes sense. Okay, here's the guided practice. Please leave it for the class so we can do it together as a warm-up, and I can clarify, this is the lesson essentially, I can clarify any questions you have. But please do your best to complete the independent practice all on your own. If you need any help, look back at this video and we will check it in class. Remember to try every question, don't leave anything blank, and if you have any doubts, ask me in class. Let's try number 13 together. Multiple representations. Kennedy saves $5.50 for each hour she works. Wow, that's great. She needs to save an additional $44 to buy an e-reader. How many more hours does Kennedy need to work to pay for the e-reader? Okay, so we need to make sure that we can make $44. So how many hours do we need to work? So we have essentially $5.50 per hour. We don't know how many hours to give us 44. And that's really our algebraic expression. So it looks like this. It's going to be $5.50 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. For 8 hours will give me my $44. What I did really was I isolated the variable, as you can see here, and I inverted the operation. It's multiplication on this side, so I brought my 5.5, brought it to this side, and I divided it. 44 divided by 4.5. And it gave me this number of hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hours. So as we mentioned, our algebraic expression is 5.5, which is $5.50 times the number of hours will give us 44. there's our algebraic expression. And describe the process and how we solved it. Well, you can divide each side by 5.5. You divide 5.5 out of this side and 5.5 out of this side. You'll have the x remaining. And when you simplify, x will equal 8. There you go, boys and girls. This is a key answer to make sure that you watch the entire video. Put a star right there, please, and right there. Okay, see you in class.